Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here. Welcome to a new Let's Play. Obviously, I've done Spyro before. You all know that, you've probably all seen it, but have I done the Japanese game as a full Let's Play? No. Now, before you think, oh, you're just repeating yourself, you've already done a Japanese, dragonfly egg guide, I'll explain after we view the first cutscene. And just quickly, yes, I will be listening to everything in Japanese. That's just the way it's going to be. I get that we don't understand the language and stuff like that, or most of us, majority of my viewers don't understand Japanese. I would say almost all of them. But let's listen to them. I like the way they speak in this game. The Japanese accent, or way of speaking, as well as the language, is quite cool. Let's start a new game. I believe that means probably yes. So there we go. And oh yeah, that's right, I think I've got to go that one, and then yeah, memory card 1, yes, and here we go. Thank you, game. Wait, what? Okay, that, and then I think it's, yeah, if that's the thing with Japanese language, that would be yes, wouldn't it? There we go.
はい、カメラマンだ。
ああ、我々の世界は5つとも実に平和で、6つだったか、最近年のせいか。で、集めた宝も12000、いや4000だったかな。
ところで、お尋ね者のナスティノークのことなんですが、最近あちこちでまた随分悪さをしていると聞いていますが、こちらには？
それは私からすごい魔法を発明したと押し売りに。
うるさい！
あまりにしつこかったので遠い世界に追いやりました。もううるさいやつで。
ふざけやがって。
しかも見るからに悪そうで。
頭にきた。こうしてやる。
どうやら僕の出番みたいだね。
The voice actor for Spyro, I can't remember their name. It's like Akiko something, like Yuji Nama or something like that. I'm pretty sure Akiko is a female name, or at least the voice actress is a female. Anyway, a bit more talking. We're nearly done for now. Well, actually, we're not, but.
おお、ありがとう、スパイロ。まずは海辺にいる気球乗りに会いに行ってごらん。彼の言うことをよく聞くんだよ。
でもナスティノークは僕がやっつけてやるよ。
慌てないで、スパイロ。とにかく話をよく聞くことだ。
But find dragons first. It's funny. The Japanese Spyro sounds a lot more cutesy. Like they were going for a cute vibe and that kind of thing, and especially in the Japanese version, and they really do accomplish it compared to "Where's Nasty Nork? Let's go find a dragon." Like that kind of thing. Like the English depiction of Spyro is sort of like weird. I don't know how to explain it. Speaking of weird, here we go. Let's explain this whole camera angle business for everyone that doesn't know. This is for anyone that isn't aware of sort of, the other Japanese related to Spyro stuff I've done. So pretty much the gimmick of Spyro 1 Japanese is that it actually plays differently to the other game, to the English, the American, British, everywhere else copy. Japan, and probably by extension anywhere where JNTSC is being played. So I believe that I'm pretty sure there's a Chinese. Is there a Chinese copy of Spyro? I mean, there should be. Pretty much, basically Japan and maybe other places that like stock Japanese games basically have this version where the charge is significantly slower. Like for example, that charge you're seeing there is almost the equivalent of a walk in the original Spyro. So walking like this, it doesn't feel as bad, but this feels like normal walking. I don't know if it's exactly right. Like, I reckon, the walk is slightly faster in the English, but then charging is just piss poor, like really bad. And then the camera is really, really munted as well.
ナスティはどこだ？僕が倒してやる。
まあ焦るな。お前はまだ覚えなければならないことがたくさんあるぞ。例えばそのトンボだ。 そいつの名前はスパークスといって、お前を危険から守ってくれる大切な友達なんだ。
Yes, thank you very much. But yeah, notice how these things are actually disappeared when that's because they're objects. That should sort of give it away. Actually, if you're like really paying attention, that should give it away. They're like objects, not like part of the landmark. If you know, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you see what I mean? Like, they're sort of like they open up Sunny Flight. So yes, now the reason behind all these changes was actually the executives over in Sony Japan. And widely, I would go so far as to say as this decision completely and permanently ruined any chance the Spyro series ever would have happened at success, ever would have had at success in Japan. Now, that sounds crazy, but basically this camera angle makes the game just so amateur, so average. Like, you play it and you think, look at that, I mean, that is just so piss poor. You know, like, you know, I come in here as like such a huge Spyro fan, you all know that. And yet when I play this, obviously it's still enjoyable, but it's just nothing compared to the you know, original version. Like, changing it, what happened is they changed it because kids were apparently, now I think I once said seizures, that's completely wrong. They were getting motion sickness from how fast Spyro moved, which is interesting because yes, Spyro is a fast-paced platformer, not like a Sonic sort of thing, but he sort of does go fast, and you know, like, you know, charging is sort of fun, and yeah, apparently people were getting like sort of, yeah, like 3D sort of motion sickness, which is really unfortunate because, and then also the camera could move too quickly as well. Also, this has changed where pretty much what happens is what happened, like you don't actually go up this thing properly, like it does a cut, see, like that. Usually you go up there and it, yeah, properly. So that's really disappointing as well, if you ask me. Oh shit, oh, and of course, see, these are problems that just sort of, you'll just notice that just in general it feels more buggy and more just annoying than, you know, the previous game. Like the previous game, I mean, sorry, the original version, it's so like well controlled, well designed. Like, you know, like that's just one thing. Like, Spyro is exceptionally done, like control wise, it's just it's fluid as hell.
最近この世界に現れた竜の頭の格好した入り口は知ってるかい？
それがどうかしたっていうの？
僕も行こうとしたんだけど、怖くて足が震えちゃって。
なんだ、弱虫だな。
Thank you. That's a third of fourth in this level. Dragons that we have to collect. And I will quickly, briefly go over the story, but pretty much everyone already knows it. But yeah, pretty much, you know, the game is just it's done so well, and it just feels like such a huge disservice when you've got this here. Look, you can't even see where you're going. Like, it's just really, it's a disgrace. And that's the thing, like, they did this, the games didn't sell very well. Compare that to Crash Bandicoot, which, you know, had all this sort of Japanese influence, but it was the right Japanese influence. Like, it wasn't a problematic influence. Like, they had this sort of like all these dance craze thing. They sort of like made him in like a real mascot. Spyro definitely could have been that. You know, like it's I think it plays better than Crash Bandicoot. I think overall it's a more immersive game series than Crash Bandicoot, at least the first three. Spyro, you know, if you ask me, I would have liked to see a Spyro racer, so Crash definitely has that beaten. But in terms of their platforming efforts, Crash is more of a pure platformer type thing, but this is really, you know, exploration based.
うわ、鼻から煙だよ。
最近こんな変なものが突然出てきてね。どうも入り口らしいが、お前にはまだ危険だ。まずは他のステージを一つクリアしなさい。
And to be honest, I prefer the sort of exploration aspect. Now, bear in mind, that's not me giving Crash a bad rating. I still think Crash Bandicoot is a 10 out of 10 series for sure. Like, you know, especially the first first 4 games, sorry. Because Crash Team Racing is probably the best kart racer of all time, at least in the classic era, not the modern era. There's been some good ones recently, or over the years, of course. Is that it? That's 100. Now, I'm going to be doing 2 to 3 levels apart, or something like that. I'm going to figure it all out later, but I'm going to do like, yeah, I've got a good idea. Now that's sort of like the compromise that I made when I did this Let's Play. Like, I thought, okay, if I do this Let's Play, I don't want to make it look like I'm just being a view whore because I know everyone loves Spyro. I want to make sure it's at least, you know, half or to a third the size, you know, less parts than original, you know, like than what it would be if I did a level per part. Because then it's just like another 36 videos. Like, you know, I know you guys love Spyro, but like I think it's better to have the parts be a bit longer, have a bit more of a flow. And I've sort of evolved as a commentator as well. Back in the day, I used to have, you know, really short
後ろに
parts.
ある不思議な上昇気流は妖精たちが作ったもので世界のあちこちを旅することができるのじゃ。そういえばわしの若い頃。
ありがとう。じゃあね。
Jane. That means like I gotta go. See ya. Like goodbye. I'm pretty sure. Like, cause I remember Spectre says it in Ape Escape. I remember when I played the Japanese version. Now, yeah. Anyway, what I was saying is what was I saying? Jesus, yeah, that's right. Yeah, back in the day, like, you know, videos had like a time limit, which is really annoying. So I couldn't, like, you know, you couldn't really have longer videos. But I think, yeah, as a commentator, I have evolved where, like, I prefer doing like a couple levels per part. I wouldn't want to do like a 4-minute part for this anyway. Like, even if I wasn't doing the whole thing, where I'm making, you know, it'd be a shorter LP part-wise, like, I wouldn't change it anyway. Now, let's just go over a few quick fundamentals, shall we? X is to jump, in case you didn't know that. X and X is to glide. Circle is to flame. Square is to walk, charge, because that's how slow it is in this game. And the story, of course, Nasty Nork has frozen the dragons. Yeah, I feel like a school teacher sort of like going over like the Spyro like thing, like, you know, what's the word, like, you know, this the course of Spyro. It's like how one of these universities has like a course dedicated to the television show The Wire, created by David Simon. I consider that probably the best show of all time, or at least top 3 of all time. And yeah, I'd like to have like a course. I'm like the director of the Spyro course, you know, like fundamentally what Nasty Nork was doing was flawed. You know, like some like an analysis of Nasty Nork. I guess you could analyze him. You could. In fact, I will.
ドラゴンを助けた後にある足場に乗ると妖精が出てくるだろ。彼女たちは不思議な力を持っていて、いろいろとお前の手助けをしてくれる。仲良くな。
Yeah, you got sass. He has some sass. Look at this texture issue here. Look, they just gave up at a point, just real quick. See, you see this here? This is actually one of the textures that they've just like wrapped around. I know that because I'm a texture hacker. Now I want to see. There was an example where it didn't look quite right. Where is it? Oh, wait. No, I think. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, that whole nasty. Look, that looks like a bearded man. Look at this. Or like a monkey of some kind. Look at it. You see, like, his snout here? See, look. Like a super monkey. Super monkey. Yeah, I never noticed that. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, Nasty Nork, like, yeah, he freezes the dragons. The thing is, they did insult the guy. They pretty much, you know, like, took him to, you know, banished him to this land. Like, what did he do beforehand? Like, that's sort of the question. Like, what did Nasty Nork do to become so ostracized in the first place? That's the question that we need to find the answer to. And for your coursework this week, I'm going to be prescribing, you know, pages 23 to 61 of the Spyro Bible. No, I really do wish we had one of them, but yeah, okay. We're done. Here we go. It's very easy to collect dragons in this game.
宝の箱を見つけたまでは良かったんだがね。鍵が開かなくて悩んでいるうちにクリスタルにされて。
Abrupt audio cut. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's some great hidden ones though. Having said that, like most of them, you know, we're obviously we're in early days right now. But yeah, there's some good ones. Now, where am I going to go to next? There's a few different paths in Stone Hill. It's commonly thought that Stone Hill is actually like the place where the first cutscene is, but I'm pretty sure it's actually sort of this like weird version of Dark Hollow and this combined. Because, for example, there's this section, I think in the world viewer, you can see how it's like designed, and also the final cutscene, like the very final cutscene, actually takes place in a night version of what's the level called? It is... what's it called again? Lofty Castle, that's right. And I'm pretty sure that they didn't actually change any of the textures, but rather they changed the lighting, the vertex lighting. This is something that I've sort of, now that I've done texture hacks and plan on getting back to them soon when I can get some good ideas, especially when my girlfriend Ellen comes back. We enjoyed designing Desolate Gardens and what was it, Crystal Starfish Islands or whatever it was. Yeah, we designed them together. Anyway, point is, wait, let me just talk to this guy. Oh shit, I can't blame the Japanese version for that. Piss poor job, Martin. I don't know what that was a reference to actually, so sorry.
君はまだ小さいから大空を飛べない。
そうなんだよ。
だけどその翼で高いところから滑るように飛ぶことはできるんだ。そうすれば行けるところは随分増えるはずだよ。
Otherwise, like supposed to be like, yes. He's a classic dragon there. What was I saying? I was talking about. So why does that happen where like I'm talking about something and then just blur, it cuts out and oh god, what am I doing? I am flying a bit too close to the sun here. Just a bit. Just a little bit. Alright, let's get back up. That's it. We've artificially extended the part length. That's fair enough, isn't it? Okay, so let's what are we doing? No, where the hell am I going? Where the hell am I going? What's going on? Okay, yeah. What was I saying? That's right. Okay, I figured out what I was talking about. Yeah, we're talking about the whole vertex lighting thing with Spyro and like how, yeah, like it actually didn't change the texture color. It changed the, the lighting and stuff like that. And if only it was that simple to properly get it right and like really specific with the texture hacks, like I'd be able to make like night versions of like every level. But it's not as easy as it seems, because certain skyboxes don't work with one another and stuff like that. By the way, that's our first dragon egg. Sometimes you forget that eggs are in this game, but alas they are. But yeah, texture hacks are a lot of fun. Now, one thing I also want to quickly point out, just over here, where is it? See that? Each world actually has a flag. See, there's like a flag. You'll see it occasionally in different worlds and stuff like that. Yeah, each is like an individual flag. That's like sort of their, I guess that's, it shows it's like their city type thing, whatever you want to call it, I guess. If you think about it as well. Oh, that's right, signs. Signs give you tips. Not tips like work tips, which I have received a couple times. Got like $5 once. I was like, oh, that's great. Having said that, if I had breasts, I would get a lot more. Oh shit! What the fuck did I just do? I mean, like, how does that actually happen? I pressed circle. Circle. Doesn't circle cancel? What the fuck? Beats me for talking about, if I had breasts, that hypothetical crystal breasts or something like that, no, but I was saying, yeah, typically the women, they absolutely score when it comes to tips. Like, I saw this one girl last week, she got, what was it, $15, and like all she said was like, how are you? Like, I'm good. Like, it was like such, like there was like no work involved at all, but that's the thing, yeah. So, okay, I see, look, that's me just being off topic for the sake of disgraceful, just like this camera angle. Yeah, there goes, whenever, I don't know why I thought of tips, I immediately thought of me not having tips except replace the P with a T, am I right? Disgraceful, I'm sorry guys, it's too far, I've gone too far. Alright, here we go. Oh shit. And 196, seriously, like, how do I do that? At least that, the loading screens in this game, very good, very quick, not too bad at all. So, I don't have to worry about making it really difficult. Now you can see some example of the sort of the green lighting in this, like in the distance here, like it's sort of, everything looks green for a bit. And yeah, see, I've also got something called level of detail, which you could argue that Spyro practically innovated that technique, where there's different textures depending on the distance. You know, even in games like Fallout 4, there's level of detail, which I've been playing, and in fact that's why I haven't been doing so many videos lately. I've just been like playing that game like a crazy madman. I know that that game has sort of a mixed reception. I know that some people don't think it's too RPG enough and stuff like that, but honestly I have really enjoyed it. I think it's a good game. Here we go, and there we go. Did you ever think that I would be saying that? You know, CrystalFissure, like, guy that just loves old games, like, disses, you know, modern games all the fucking time. But, you know, I like it. There's the exit portal. Now, we have to use an exit portal in order to actually unlock the first boss. You could beat all the levels, and as long as you don't go through a portal, it won't open. Now, in the next part, we're going to do, I reckon, 3 more levels. Yeah, we'll do 3 more levels. It's gonna be a longer part. I don't know. This part went for a while because of that exiting and just random bullshit. Like, I don't know what I was doing. Here we go. The camera is also really slow. You can't just go straight into aim mode. You have to get in the right position, and then see, look, I'm holding down triangle there to get that right, and then like that. Anyway, guys, in the next part, Dark Hollow. Look forward to it. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next part. Goodbye.